I used to sell for Olympic Airways.
Did you really?
Yes. So they would fly. This was the routing. It was, I think, Sydney, Melbourne.
Yes.
Montreal, Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Chicago, New York. Maybe Boston. Those were the international flights.
Yep.
From everywhere else in the world. And, of course, Europe and everything else. So the Greeks always wanted to go on a direct flight.
Of course.
But because they're such nationalists, they will always be like, the Olympic Airways is the top. Then in υπάρχει καλύτερο.
Top in what?
Like into top. And they're
το καλύτερο.
To καλύτερο. And
To
then,
the best.
But they always complained it was either the food was shit, they all smoke in the plane. So one lady said I put her in the non-smoking section, and everybody was smoking. And she called the flight attendant and said, "Συγγνώμη, όλοι καπνίζουν εδώ." Then ναι, άμα θες καπνίσε κι εσύ. And they're like, well, no, but it's a non-smoking section. Έλα τώρα ζητάς πολλά.
Do you remember when you'd buy a seat in the non-smoking section, but they'd put you like one row away from it, like it's going to make a difference.
From the curtain, that was the difference.
I'm smoking.
Yeah.
Had one curtain be smokers and non-smokers.
Olympic, pioneers of the self-service airline.
Yeah.
They really were.
They really were.
But they had a great record.
They did.
In terms of safety,
Absolutely.
believe it or not, it was rated high.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the pilots were good. But the thing about, I think, like Olympic Airways, and at the time, when Onassis created Olympic Airways, he was the first one to get the flight attendants in those stylish outfits with Pierre Cardin. He was, and they had when it was owned by Onassis, it was like a real luxury, cool airline.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because that's the way he did things. And then the Greek government took it over. And then what do they have, like 80,000 employees? Everybody worked for Olympic.
Yep.
Everybody was getting comp tickets. I mean, it was a shit show in the end.
I had a cousin who used to work there.
Holding the engine up, the wing up.
I had a cousin who used to work there in engineering, and he said there was literally one person to put a screw in, another person to screw it, and another person to watch the guy screwing the
screw. One guy screwing, the guy screwing the screw.
Exactly.
Someone writing up a report.
But it's funny because I know that the thing was they had the direct routes.
Yeah.
So you want to go direct. So I remember this one guy, Adoni, he came in and he goes to me, "Κανόνισε ένα τικέτο να πάμε στην Ελλάδα." I said, okay. And I said to him, τι πρώτη, έχω το KLM. KLM, Royal Dutch Airlines, great airline. I go, θα πας Montreal, Amsterdam, Amsterdam, Athena. Δεν πάω. Εγώ γιατί? Έχουν χάσει πόσες γριές έχουν χαθεί εκεί μέσα στο αεροδρόμιο. They think that old people get lost or abducted. I go, what? Έχουν χάσει πολλοί γέροι εκεί μέσα, δεν έχουν γυρίσει ποτέ. Εγώ θα πάω Olympic Airways.
The black hole.
The black hole. And I said, hold on. I said, so you're in Schiphol Airport, Amsterdam. You're telling me, δεν ξέρεις εσύ. There's Greeks. He goes, a lot of people have gone missing.
Okay.
In Amsterdam. Because, Greeks, we're not conspiracists at all.
No,
not at all.
I don't know when.
Not at all. And I used to fucking laugh. And I thought, so I told the guy was Greek who worked at KLM in Montreal. And I told him, it took half an hour to get him off the floor.
Yeah.
He goes, what did he tell you?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say the guy's name. I had a client who.
You're not going to say George's name.
Was I know the guy.
They say George's name on air.
George from Montreal. Yeah. No, but this guy went to the airport. He goes to me, I'm only taking one thing with me. I said, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Oh God, what was it?
This guy shows up at the airport in Montreal. The station manager gets a phone call. Then I got a phone call. The guy showed up with a full fridge. One fridge stuffed with shit inside it. I have one thing to take to Greece, the fridge. And the guy goes, sir, no. I asked the travel agent, Angelo, he says to me, I can take one thing. Yeah, malaka, one suitcase. I didn't say take a fucking fridge. So he takes a whole CEO. Yeah. And at the airport, literally a check-in. Yeah. And they called my friend Ernie, who was working there at the time. He goes, Ernie, you got to come see this. He goes, what? Oh, no, I thought I saw everything. And Ernie said he went there, And the guy had one fridge. He goes, "There's one thing. I promised my sister in Greece I'm going to bring her a fridge."
Yeah.
And he put his clothes inside the freezer part and the other side, and they wrapped it. You know, and he wrapped it up.
This is a Greek hack. This is the hack of hacks.
Yeah, and what happened?
Always thinking outside the square, right?
That's it.
But you see, by law, even if you take something like that, they got to open it, make sure there's not a dead body inside it, right?
It's got to be the right weight.
I go, no, the guy had all kinds of stuff. And he called me and he says to me, "Them weepes." And I go, "Mia valica, sui patita fridge."
Yeah.
And the guy goes, they were laughing for weeks. Like, that story went viral that a guy took a fridge on KLM to go to Greece.
Was that his carry-on by any chance?
The other story was, it's funny you mentioned Olympic and you didn't know that I was a travel agent. Kyrios Alavras was his name. He was the station manager in Montreal. He told me the story. The ambassador at the time, because I was living in Ottawa, the ambassador of Greece was coming back with his wife. Okay, and they put him in Olympic class, which is first class.
Yep.
Some farmadoro there, some Tsopani brought a fucking live rabbit on the airplane. For real.
Wow.
And he fell asleep, and Lago ran out of the bag and was running all over the plane. And people were freaking out on the 747 going over. So they goes in Lago, and the rabbits going around the airplane. I don't know, and they had to make an emergency landing in Dublin, Ireland. And they had to land the plane, and they had to find the rabbit.
Try and catch it.
But I think it's by law you can't bring it. I know in Australia you can't even bring a bag of chips from the plane.
You can't bring anything here.
So imagine a rabbit from Greece.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "What the? What do you have?" He goes, I'm bringing it for my niece in Canada.
Να το κάνεις τυφάδο?
Yeah. Who knows? Because whatever we have pets, whatever people don't realize with Greeks, whatever pets we get, we end up eating them on Sunday.
That's it.
That's why I don't like lamb.